Our handstand progressions, there's three main ones that we're going to use. First one that I'm going to show you, we need something to elevate the feet on. And this is the easiest in terms of getting into without a spotter or without having to kick up onto a wall. You could also use a couch for this, a bed, some type of footrest if it has some weight to it, whatever you're comfortable putting your feet up on. And this is pretty tough in terms of the hamstring mobility and the low back because we need to be able to get up into this pike position here. Okay, and all we're going to look to do is stack the wrists, shoulders, and hips over one another. Okay, and we do that by moving the feet. You can be in a little bit of a tuck, but we want to look for that nice locked leg and this nice pike position here. And now if you do have this by the wall, we can then transition up into our chest to wall handstand once we're comfortable with the weight on the hands. But for starting, we're just going to be here on our elevated surface looking to stack. You can also lift up overhead, but then we do run the risk of falling forward into that overbalance. So just here to start, and this is a very challenging position to get into. So until you learn how to shrug and to keep some of that weight in your upper back, it is a bit difficult to start with, but it's the easiest in terms of not having to kick up or not have to use someone to spot you. So that's the first one that I would start with. If you are comfortable kicking up though, I do prefer these two progressions over that one. So all we need for this next one, this is our back to wall handstand, is wall space. Okay, so we're gonna start this in our long lunge. We put the hands down on the ground, and then we're gonna swing this rear leg up as we push off of this lunge leg. Okay, we then find the wall, and all we're looking to do is stack same sequencing that we did on the bench. Okay, so we're stacking wrists, shoulders, and then trying to squeeze the hips through. And what you can feel for here, again, is the weight in the upper back. Okay, we don't want to be here in this banana handstand position. We want to try to move some of that weight into the upper trap. And you can flutter with the leg, start to pull off. But we're just going to be holding these positions inverted on the wall for a while. Okay, it takes a bit of time to get used to it. You might have a little bend in the elbow and a little depression through the scapula. So we want to make sure that we're locking and elevating through those shoulders. Okay? And now the hardest one is going to be walking into the wall with that chest to wall handstand position. So similar setup to the bench, but now we have to be able to walk in towards the wall eventually. Now the closer we get to the wall, the harder it is to maintain this shoulder flexion and the more risk we have of falling forward into this overbalance. So on this first one, if you are new to using the wall, I would make sure that you have a bail path in mind. So either to the side, or if you do start to go over, you know how to cartwheel and turn out. So the last thing we want to do is fall ass overhead. It's a good way to end your first handstand session. So this will be the third progression that we build up to. It is very hard to find that upper back. So not only do we need more strength, but we also need more active mobility. But this position will be used for many of our future skills. You can start to work your straddle shape, your eccentrics. Just turn on the light. And then also our tucks. Okay, so really get comfortable. I spent probably my first year of handstands just on the wall in this position. Okay, you can flutter, boom. And then again, make sure that we have the path in mind. Come on out. And those are our three beginner progressions for our handstands. Again, if you can kick up, I think the best way to go, and the way that I have a lot of my clients go, is kicking up back to wall, getting used to the stack position here as we're working these hangs, as we do our German hangs, our back lever. Our shoulder mobility should be improving. And then over time, we flip it in, we work this chest to wall, and really try to find that round, hollow body shape that we're drilling on the floor, okay? But it does take a lot of that shoulder flexion to get into that correct position. So take your time with these, kind of learn to enjoy the slow process of learning how to balance and make corrections on the hands using your wrist and using that upper back. And